Hollywood taught us to fear the Banshee as a shrieking monster, a decayed witch whose piercing wail tears through the dark, hunting for souls to drag into the grave. But the real history, hidden within ancient Irish manuscripts, is far more haunting. In genuine Celtic folklore, the Banshee never killed a single soul. She carried no weapons, cast no curses, and never laid a finger on the living. Yet, if in the dead of an autumn night her mournful wail echoed outside your window, you knew your fate was sealed. A death sentence had been handed down from the other world, and it could not be appealed. But why did Ireland's greatest dynasties view this terrifying messenger not as a curse, but as the ultimate honour? To understand her, we must step past the Victorian ghost stories and venture into a time when the boundary between our world and the other world was paper thin. A time when hearing a spirit weep was a matter of historical record. Today, we are opening the oldest vaults of Celtic history to uncover the tragic truth behind the death messenger. We will unravel why she wept, how she chose her families, and look at the chilling, documented accounts where her cry was heard by dozens of witnesses at once. To find the origin of the Banshee, we must travel back over 1,000 years, before Christianity reached Ireland's shores. The Bean Sídhe, literally translating to "woman of the Fairy Mound," was not born as a ghost. She is a survivor of a fallen pantheon. She is the direct descendant of the Tuatha de Danann, the ancient, godlike rulers of Ireland who were defeated and forced to retreat beneath the earth into the hollow hills. In the oldest tales, she appears as the Bean Sídhe, the washer at the ford, a terrifying aspect of the war goddess Morrigan or her sister Barb. If a warrior saw this silent woman washing blood-stained clothes in a river, it was a terrifying omen. The armor she was scrubbing belonged to the man looking at her. She was not a killer. She was the physical manifestation of imminent fate. But as the centuries rolled on and the old gods were forgotten, this grand goddess of war underwent a tragic evolution. She became a guardian of the family. To understand why her cry is so deeply sorrowful, we must look at an ancient Irish tradition, Caoineadh or keening. Before the rise of modern funeral homes, families hired professional keening women. These women would stand over the dead, tearing their hair, weeping and singing raw, haunting laments to guide the departed soul into the afterlife. It was a sacred, primal duty. The Banshee is the ultimate keening woman, but she is not hired by humans. She is a divine keener, bound by ancient blood to perform this sacred duty for the oldest families of Ireland. When she weeps outside a home, she is not celebrating death. She is performing a tragic, eternal ritual. She is mourning the loss of a noble bloodline, singing the soul of a fallen hero back into the soil of their ancestors. To a modern ear, the Banshee is a generic ghost of Irish horror. But in the true folklore of the Irish countryside, she was intensely exclusive. She did not sing for everyone. The ancient laws of the otherworld stated that the Banshee was bound by blood to only 5 great Gaelic dynasties: the O'Neills, the O'Briens, the O'Connors, the O'Gradys, and the Kavanaghs, those whose names carried the ancient prefixes of O or Mac. To the medieval Irish, these families were the direct descendants of kings, chieftains, and Celtic heroes. In this context, the Banshee was not a terrifying curse, but a sacred ancestral badge of honour. To hear her cry meant that despite the loss of their lands, their kingdoms, and their power to the invading forces, their royal bloodline was still recognised by the ancient gods of the Hollow Hills. They were gone, but they were not forgotten. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of her visitation was not her arrival, but the sound of her voice. Her cry was a direct reflection of the soul she was about to keen. The old whisperers of folklore tell us that if a holy person, a beloved mother, or a noble hero was about to pass, the banshee's cry was not a scream at all. It was a sweet, ethereal lament, a song of such profound beauty and sorrow that it brought absolute peace to the dying, wrapping them in the comforting embrace of their ancestors. But if the dying person was wicked, a tyrant, a betrayer, or someone whose soul was stained with dark deeds, her cry transformed into a nightmare. It became a harsh, bone-chilling shriek, a scraping, terrifying sound that sounded like iron dragging over cold stone. It was a sound so dreadful that it was said to drive those who heard it to the edge of madness, announcing that their soul was already being pulled into the dark void. In the oral traditions of Ireland, she appeared in 3 distinct forms: a young, ethereal maiden, a stately, motherly figure, or a withered old crone. This was the ancient Celtic triple goddess, surviving in the shadows of Christian Europe. She is often seen brushing her long silver hair with a silver comb. The folklore warns, if you ever find a silver comb resting on a mossy stone or near a cold well in Ireland, you must never touch it. For the comb belongs to the Banshee, and to steal it is to invite her swiftest and most terrifying wrath. Her presence also rippled through the natural world long before her voice was heard by human ears. Crows would suddenly take flight in the dead of night, and dogs would begin to howl in a pitch of pure terror, looking up at empty, moonlit roofs. In the silence of those dark nights, there was nothing to fight. No physical monster to strike with iron or drive away with salt. You simply sat in the dark, looked at the sleeping faces of your family around you, and wondered who the warning was for. For centuries, these accounts remained in the realm of oral storytelling. But as we enter the 19th century, something incredible happens. The stories of the Banshee are written down, not as legends, but as sworn testimonies. In 1801, Sir Jonah Barrington, a prominent Irish judge and writer, recorded an event that would puzzle historians for generations. In the dead of night, at his estate, Barrington and his wife were awakened by a sound that made their blood run cold. It was a plaintive, mournful voice, hovering over the garden, weeping with an intensity of grief that seemed physically impossible for any human woman. Barrington described it as a sound of pure, unearthly heartbreak. For over an hour, the voice lingered before fading into the night air. There was no one in the garden, no footprints, no traces left behind in the wet grass. The next morning, a messenger arrived on horseback at the Barrington estate. He carried a letter sealed in black wax. It announced the death of a close family relative, O'Brien. He had passed away in London at the exact hour and minute the Barrington family had heard the unearthly weeping outside their window. Dozens of people across the estate had heard it. It was a matter of public record. As the 19th century gave way to the industrial age, the landscape of Ireland began to fracture. Steam engines sliced through ancient forests. Telegraph wires hummed across valleys once ruled by silence. And with the rise of steel and concrete, the old world retreated. The Tuatha de Danann, the fairy folk, and their sorrowful guardians withdrew deeper into the margins of reality, into the places where the sound of progress could not reach them. Today, we live in a world of concrete and glass, insulated from the dark. We have replaced the wind-swept moors with bright screens, and we no longer listen to the whispers of the night. But folklore has a way of outliving our structures. It remains in the soil, in the ancient ruins, and in the quiet spaces we have forgotten to tame. So, the next time you find yourself alone on a dark, stormy night, far from the city lights, and you hear a strange, mournful cry echoing through the wind, do not rush to blame the storm. Perhaps someone ancient is simply keeping their promise and singing a lost soul back home.